어디 보세요? 막
Everybody. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Hello, good
How are
evening,
you?
Mr. Ibrahim.
Hello.
Yeah. Good day, everybody. It's Friday night. Is this training
Yes.
interfering with some Owambe movement? Okay. Well, by God's grace, I try my best to make it worth your time. Yes, I welcome you all to today's session. Yes. I'm sure, well, from the feedback, I'm sure some of you had a good time yesterday. Okay, so we have just 1.5 hours. Oh, Kai, I don't know the magic I'm supposed to use. I have so much to deliver, and Kai, even, I don't know how we're doing. Anyway, let's try. Let's just start. Okay, so can we get someone to give us a quick summary, 1-2 sentences of what we did yesterday? Anybody, quickly. Anybody, quickly. Okay. Seems like everybody is currently busy with network news. Okay. Hello. Okay, Madam Khadija, you again. Oh my God, that's nice. Thank you. Yeah, let's hear from you. At least you were very active in yesterday's class.
Okay. Yesterday we talked about the what and the why of a project.
Okay.
This is a project is something that has a unique is unique, like it's specific. Then it has a deadline, it has a budget, and then there are specific goals that we're trying to achieve. Then project management is trying to bring those goals into it's trying to achieve those goals. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you very much. Okay, another person, someone else, just tell us, what did you learn yesterday? What did you take out of yesterday's session? Now. Just talk now. Anybody?
Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, Mr.
Yeah,
Kukule.
yes, I remember you saying yesterday that you cannot go through project management and not have a changed life. It's close to
Interesting.
impossible for you to be knowledgeable in project management and it not affecting your life, not just secular, but every aspect of your life. And I think that is quite significant. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Okay, an addition from my side.
We were saying
Okay.
that láti ọdún tó ti mọ̀ ní tó ti mọ̀ wá lọ́dọ̀ pé èmi ò.
Okay,
Okay, proceed, please.
yes. So I remember that yesterday you had mentioned that a good number of the professions that you find around today may lose their relevance in the next few years, but the world will always be in need of organizers.
Beautiful. That is very, very correct. The world will always need organizers, people who can facilitate, people who can lead, people who can declutter. You know, there's so much of chaos in the world, and there'll be so much of chaos going. So if you can declutter, you will be able to stand out. Beautiful. Aha! Who got my mail? I sent a mail. Who got it? Did you get it?
I got your mail.
Okay, which of them did you get?
I got the mail when you were gingerly sitting in your office. and a mail just came in of someone that did not participate in the session but got the link. I got that one and I read through it.
Interesting. Just monitor the live YouTube. Okay, so let's jump right in. I want to explode. Okay, so okay, yeah, my big madam is sending me a message here now. She said she learned the what and the why of project management. What the project is, why learn project management when we already carry out projects in our daily lives. Beautiful. Okay, so do I need to introduce myself? Okay, so it's a 2-day seminar. We're discussing the gems of the world of project management and how we can apply these stuffs to our lives to improve professionalism, boost performance, become the leader people truly love. There's somebody that is doing poster color with my screen. Please, So let's start with the anthem for the KZN tribe. We seek to enhance productivity. We're thirsty to boost performance. We love to continuously grow and improve. We are KZN. All right, so that's our own national anthem. Okay, I'm Ibrahim KZN. I coach project management. I love doing this a lot, and I do it a lot actually. I've coached over 15,000 people, and I'm also trying to grow myself. I try to grow in small bits every single day, and that's why you hear me bearing the name KZN. KZN means continuous improvement. So part of the recent things I've done, I joined the John Maxwell team. I also took some stuffs from Christopher Kai. So much here and there. Okay, I teach project management. One of the things I do and do very well is helping people blast the PMP exam. We do this up until like a month ago. We had 100% pass rate. So it was just one person that has failed so far, and that person failed for a reason. There's a reason to it. Something happened. Anyway, don't let me bore you with the details. Something happened. The person was out during the exam for almost 30 minutes. The person had some downtime and all of that. So the PMP exam, even if you don't have downtime, it's difficult to pass. Not to now talk of when you have downtime during the exam. Anyway, so that's that. Taking people from different countries, USA, different states, USA, Canada, Tanzania, Australia, here and there. So that's that. Yesterday we started with this analogy of the rats. Okay, I'll have asked somebody in the group to tell us about it, but don't worry, there's no time. There's so much to talk about today. So the rat was in the jar, and then the rat eventually ate, and then the rat is in the jar, and the rat cannot get out of the jar. And then we link that to so much about how we run our lives, how we run our careers, how we run our businesses. We did that. So we discussed the words yesterday. We talked about the skill survey. We talked about the answers that people gave. You know, we discussed this yesterday. We also talked about the reports from World Economic Forum that talked about the skills that they think you need to have to be able to win today. Yes, and that was similar to what I think Madam Khadija mentioned earlier, that she said that a lot of what we call careers today might not stand the test of time. 5 years, 10 years time, so much will happen. Extinct, maybe not totally extinct, but things will have to change. It's just like somebody today trying to stick to the typewriter generation. You know, it's gone. You know, so to be able to be relevant in the world today, there are some certain skills you don't want to joke with. Yesterday, I also talked about the fact that what we'll be discussing here is not sector specific. We're generic, not sector specific. I'm not talking about construction. I'm not talking about IT. We're not talking about legal issues. We're not talking about medical. We're not talking about, you know, it's generic. Management is generic. You understand my point? So that's that. So if you look at all of these skills from the World Economic Forum, you see they are pretty generic stuffs that you could use to enhance even you yourself as a person, and then enhance your capacity to deliver, to lead, and then to also drive results, drive change. And then we talked about the soft skills. Yeah. Then we discussed the why. Hey, we said so much under this place. We talked about why should we do project management despite the fact that we've all been managing projects one way or the other in our lives. We said so much about this. I sent the replay to us. Those of us who missed the sessions, I'm sure you probably got the link. You should have gone to watch the replay. So let's start today's class. If you are hungry, go and take, you know, that 15 naira rice or gala. Quickly take one and take a cup of water. If you are thirsty, go and drink water. If you are pressed, I'll give you the next 30 seconds. Go to the restroom now. I need your attention. I need your attention. All right. Okay, so this is day 2. I welcome you to today's class. The man that said he got my mail about me saying in my office jejely. Do you mind giving us an overview of what I wrote in the mail that we'll be discussing today? Quickly. Anybody?
Well, if I can recall very well, that individual listened to the replay of
I
yesterday's.
mean, what did we say we'll do today? I listed some of the things we'll do today in the mail. Do you remember?
In the mail, well, not precisely, not very accurately.
Anybody, quickly, anybody who read the mail, what did we say we'll discuss today? Quickly, please. Anybody? Uh-oh, my people. No, they read mail. You all got the mail now.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, now.
I skimmed through, so I was already sure. But I saw Abewe. So it was this under the belief that he said secret of professional something.
Okay.
And like of professionals that you can use to shine wherever you are. Then there was one. I think that was remember.
Okay. Since you cannot remember, the ones you cannot remember, we'll skip it. Is that fair?
No, definitely not. But I recall the Labe thing, and I'm seeing the away on the screen now.
You are seeing the away already. Okay.
Yes.
Can I read from my mail?
Oh yeah, if you can do that in 10 seconds.
Okay. 3 Labewe under the list secrets of big time professionals that you can start working on right now to make you shine in a park. 3 super tools and techniques from the world of project management that can make people think you are a genius. And holding store around the project management knowledge areas and how you can master this potential superpower. Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've introduced ourselves. I've introduced myself. I've done a recap of yesterday's class. So let's jump right into today's engagement. So what are we talking about? Let's start with since everybody is doing Labewe, let me join them. Let me join the Labewe movement. All right. So I've been teaching project management for like 4.5 years. I've taught quite a number of people, and I can distill the lessons I've learned. Of course, I can't start counting, as in the lessons are in hundreds or even not thousands. But if you ask me, if you force me to mention only 3, and you insist that I should mention only 3, that what are the 3 that jumps at you straight in the face? Those who come for my trainings will think, I'm sure there are some of them. I can see some faces, I can see some names here. I can see some of my guys. They understand that I actually stress these 3 a lot in my trainings, in my project management trainings. So let's start with the first one. Are you ready? Oh yeah. Drop a message in the chat. Let me see who is following. I can see 53 people online. Who is following? Yeah, let me be sure. I told you that if you want to eat, go and eat now. Don't eat too. It's late. Go on. If you are pressed, go to the lavatory now. So drop a message in the chat. Let me be sure you are following. What's proof you are following? Just say, I'm following. Just let me see proof. Okay, one person is following. Who else is following? Okay, 2 people, 3. Yes, I need like 10 or 15. Okay, 4. Who else? 5. Okay, like say others are currently with network news, I guess. Okay, 7, 8, 9. Mr. Simon, how on a day, sir? Okay, yes. Beautiful. Mr. Ibrahim, I see you. All right. Let's jump in. Now I'm sure people are following. Let's jump right in. Okay. So this is the first one. Proactivity is the hallmark of a professional project manager. You see, this simple principle is very profound. If you understand it very well and you're able to, in your little way, try to follow this principle in your life, this is something that you can start seeing the benefit like a now. This is something that your boss can see an improvement in you like from a tomorrow or from like a Monday, from like a tonight kind of stuff. Proactivity is the hallmark of a professional project manager. But now, remove that last part. Proactivity is the hallmark of a smart guy, of a smart person. Proactivity is the hallmark of anyone who wants to grow. Proactivity is the hallmark of anybody who wants to stand out. Proactivity is the hallmark of anyone who wants to qualify to be called someone. Okay, so what's proactivity? Okay. One person. Can somebody just tell us quickly what's proactivity? What do you think proactivity is? What's proactivity to you? What do you regard proactivity to mean?
Being able to take initiative.
Being able to
take initiatives.
Being able to take initiative. Being able to take initiative. Okay.
Can I give it a try?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay. I would say that proactivity is the ability to foresee things before they happen, and then you take adequate steps or actions towards either preventing it from happening or towards how do I put it now? To take a step to prevent it from happening or to take a step towards addressing it when it eventually happens. But you are always one step ahead of the situation.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I thank the 2 people who contributed. So let me read from this. Proactive behavior involves acting in advance, like you said, acting in advance of a future situation, future circumstance, future happening. You are able to see, well, not necessarily accurate, you're not good, but at least you take out time to envisage what could happen. So the opposite of proactive is reactive. Reactivity just means like something has happened, then you want to take action. Proactivity means that, okay, you want to actually create the future, foresee what can happen, and then you want to prepare. There's this movie I watch sometime. Is it oh God, what's this movie about this guy that can run very fast, such that 1 second to him is like 1 hour. He can run very fast, and then while others are still thinking of what to do, he has done it, he has come back and all of that. That's just an idea of what it is. You're able to foresee what could happen, and then you want to set up a structure such that whatever happens, to some extent, you have put some things in place to take care of it. So in organizational behavior and industrial or organizational psychology, proactivity or proactive behavior by individuals refers to anticipatory, change-oriented, and self-initiated behavior in situations. The world is tired of mediocres. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people in the world today prefer to play in the sphere of mediocrity than play in the castle of professionalism. I mentioned something earlier. I said, whatever you are doing, whatever area, whatever sector, whatever line of business, whatever course, career you are in, this is a very important. You see, it's not rocket science. All you need to do is don't be passive. You keep asking yourself, what's coming? You don't wait for your boss to give you that assignment. What's coming? What could happen? What would happen if that happens? What do I need to do today to avoid that circumstance? What do I need to do today to be able to attract that opportunity? What do I need to do today to put myself in a better position to be flexible with some issues that could occur? What do I need to do today such that whatever direction things occur, to some extent, I have envisaged that it could occur? If you do this, you will be helping yourself. If you do this, you will become the favorite of your boss because you become a thinker for the boss. While others are reacting, you have, to some extent, because you are not God, you can't have it perfectly thought out. But to some extent, you have already done some preliminary work, and then you can spark faster than others, and then you can rise faster than others, and then you can push harder than others. Not because you are a genius. Yeah, if you can do this, you actually become a kind of genius. So, because the reality is, genius to some extent has to do with DNA, genes, blah, blah, blah. But to a large extent, it's a function of approach to life, attitude, understanding, how you do your things, how well you plan, how well you have attention to details, how well you're able to execute in a proper way. So when you do things, people will say, oh, beautiful, this is genius. Thinking that you act on the spot. But unfortunately, you don't act on the spot. You have pre-acted or you have pre-thought how you would act. Somebody was saying earlier that battles are won. The best of battles are battles that are won without even fighting. Why? Why? So the best of engagements are things that you can actually pre-coordinate, pre-think, pre-work on. And then to some extent, if this happens, you have a plan. If this happens, you know what to do. If this happens, you know what to do. You read the news, okay? Or you hear something in the news. Right there and then, you're able to come up and say, okay, how does this affect my company? What can I tell my boss tomorrow morning to make him understand that I heard this? And even though you're not expecting me, I just took out some 5 minutes, 10 minutes to do some research to find out how can this affect our business. And this is a very small 2-page report that I think this is my understanding of how we can key into this opportunity. How do you think your boss will perceive you? A lazy person? Okay, if you run a business on your own, are you aware that a lot of opportunities people lose simply because they act late? In fact, somebody said, if you hear something in the news, you are late already. Well, I don't know how true, but maybe it could be true. If you hear it in the news, you are late already. So the whole idea is proactivity. Project management sits on top of proactivity. Project management sits directly on top of proactivity. And that's why you have that quote there saying, proactivity is a hallmark of a project manager. Sorry, proactivity is a hallmark of a smart person. Proactivity is a hallmark of someone who wants to stand out. Proactivity is a hallmark of someone who wants to be ahead of his peers. All right, I think I've discussed that. Let's move on to the next one. Aha! This one is one of my serious favorites. Nothing is particularly hard if you can divide into small jobs. Nothing is particularly hard if you can divide into small jobs. Nothing, absolutely nothing is particularly hard if you can divide into small jobs. Okay, I want someone who has not spoken at all. I just want you to throw in two minutes. Throw in your thoughts. Let me hear. What do you think? What's your opinion about this quote from Henry Ford? Someone who hasn't spoken at all. Oh yeah, quickly, please. Oh yeah. Anybody?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. What I understand by this is that you start something that you think that is hard. By the time you start it, you've already win the soul of finishing it.
Interesting.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Bankole, quickly, let's have a quick one from you.
Hello.
Mr. Bankole, are you there? Okay.
Can I give it a try?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay. For me, I would say that what I understand from this, nothing is particularly hard to accomplish if you divide it into small jobs. Simply means don't try to be a superstar. Don't take up everything on yourself. Don't think you know it all. If you can divide the job, if you can divide the job to several other people in your team, you have less work to do, and then the result comes in better. And permit me to use a bit of scripture. This was the advice that was given to Moses when he was judging the children of Israel. Don't kill yourself. Select people who will assist you in doing this job. That way you will go far. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take one more person. Okay, Mr. Bankole, we can't hear you, so let me just pick one more person. Madam Angela Olasunkanmi. Is that a madam? Quickly, oh, hey, it's 9 o'clock. Madam Angela, you know talk. Okay, let's move on.
Hello.
Madam Angela, you are singing, you're not talking. Okay, Madam Angela, I can't hear you.
Hello, can I speak?
Okay, no, sorry. I'll come back to you later. Eh? Somebody is raising. Let me. Okay, Mr. Tunji, you spoke yesterday. Don't worry, we'll come back to you. My veteran speakers. Let me just take one person who hasn't spoken at all. Okay, Miss Adedamola, I've not heard from you for. So yeah, you have the floor quickly.
Okay. Yeah, every big task is made of smaller components. And when you approach a big task from the smaller component, before you observe, you have actually accomplished all. So there is no task that is big that doesn't have the smallest component. So we can start from the smallest component, then you eventually achieve the whole task. That is my understanding.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I'll take more later. Let's just move on. I'm trying to see how best I can manage the speed and collaboration, you know. All right. Yes. Well, I've had different perspectives. Okay, Mr. Adamu is saying this is the concept of teamwork in accomplishing a task. Okay, Mr. Jawad is saying it's about WBS, work breakdown structure. Beautiful. You see, if you understand this principle, you will be able to accomplish something people think is impossible. You will be able to overcome the overwhelming pressure from some activities or some projects that ordinarily you feel so overwhelmed. Now, when I was taking this principle, I was explaining this principle in a training around 2 years ago, somewhere in Lagos. And someone said something very important. Someone said, even God himself, with all the power, with all the majesty, with all the might, he has the capacity, he has the strength, he has all it takes to be able to create this world in one day. In fact, in 1 second. I'm aware all the major scriptures, both the Bible and the Quran, actually explain that he did not create the world in one day. He has the capacity. Ask yourself that question. When somebody raised that point, I was like, hey, my God, this one, serious influence. So, so he said he has the capacity to do it in one day. He didn't. It's had to spread it out. Why? It's teaching you a lesson. And that lesson is that when you have something huge, avoid being overwhelmed. Break it down. Spread it out. Spreading it out in this case, not in time now, but in how you approach. So now let me go to the next slide. You understand what I'm saying now? My own version of this quote is never manage a big thing as a big thing. Always break things down. Never manage a big thing as a big thing. Always break things down. There is no one single thing you are doing that is called project management. There's no one single thing you are doing that's called project management. Project management is the coordination of tons of small tasks and activities being coordinated in a way in the direction of achieving customer satisfaction. And then, of course, being mindful of your requirements, of your constraints, of your resource, and other stuff like that. Just like every other thing you are doing in life, you need to have that mindset of, like a samurai sword. What are the components? Somebody discusses something with you, right there, slice it up. What are the components? What are the units? And this is a fundamental principle in all we do in life. In fact, almost all we do. If you want to go to university, if you want to get a degree in computer science, is there a one single thing you do to get a degree in computer science? You do courses. And they won't even just throw the courses at you. The courses will be subdivided into what? Anybody?
Topics.
No, not like that. The course will be subdivided into semesters. And then they're also subdivided into levels. You understand? And that is also how it is in project management. That's also how it is in a lot of what we do. There is no one thing you are doing that's called project management. Just like there's no one course you will take that will give you a degree in computer science. So always have that mindset of decluttering, decomposing. If you go into project management, the fundamental principle of project management itself is about saying, what do we need to do in the name of managing a project? What do we need to do in the name of handling something, an endeavor, whatever you want to do, whatever, give it whatever name. Don't get carried away with the word project. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You understand? Just remove project, put whatever you are doing. You understand? So ask yourself, what do you need to do? What's the breakdown? What are those things that are under what you need to do? Can you list them out? When you conquer from the bits and pieces, you are on your way to conquering the whole job, the whole project, the whole endeavor. If you can conquer from the bits and pieces, there's so much of benefit in conquering from bits and pieces. You don't just attack as a whole. You stand the chance to be overwhelmed. You stand the chance of not having attention to details. You stand the chance of leaving out chunks of the work. Simply because when you face something huge, a lot of times you only deal with what is superficial. Or even if you eventually get to deal with all of it, it's so hard. So never manage a big thing as a big thing. Always break things down. Look at coming down to project management now. According to PMI, PMBOK 6. Yes, PMBOK 6. PMBOK 7 is coming out soon. Next year. January, I guess. Yes, January. The syllabus is changing. So if you want to write PMP, write now. Start preparing now. That's by the side. So you have 49 processes. According to PMI, the various things you need to do for you to say you are managing a project. The various things you need to do for you to say you are managing a project. There are 49 of them. They are called processes. What's a process? A process is just a set of activities in the direction of achieving something, a particular goal, a set of activities, related activities, yes, in the direction of achieving a goal. That's what a process is. So, according to PMI, there are 49 of them. So, Remember I said there's no one thing that is called project management. There's so much coming together to form project management. And according to PMI, there are 49 of them. And those 49 are now subgrouped. So meaning that when you break things down into components, you need to manage from the bits. You must be able to understand how will you amalgamate? How would you bring them together back? How will you bring them together? So when you break up, you also have to come up with a system that would help you coordinate the bits and pieces individually and the bits and pieces together. It's called integration. How will you integrate these things together to work in the direction of your goal of customer satisfaction? So, okay, let's read from here. It's saying that okay, this is explaining the quote of Henry Ford that, let me see, nothing is particularly hard not particularly hard to accomplish if you divide it into small jobs. Okay, so this is somebody, I picked this quote from Quora, that that was the source of his success. That is of this. If you read the story of Henry Ford, he's one of those visionaries of the last century that you really want to go and read about his life. So he did so much. If you want to understand the principle of innovation, you need to read about what he did, about how he was able to come up with, oh my God, I don't want to digress. There's something called lateral thinking. Okay, let me stop at that. We'll get back there later. So that was the source of his success. He organized automobile construction by breaking it into tasks and training people to do the same task over and over correctly. You remember yesterday I talked about systemization. That's what is being referred to here. So this, which was used by people as automatons, which it resulted in predictable results. So the key point here is every one of us, whatever we have right now, whatever we're trying to accomplish, are you able to disaggregate? Are you able to declutter and decompose? Because when you're able to declutter and decompose, the magic there is when you are dealing with something small. Okay, like somebody mentioned, Mr. Jawad mentioned earlier, he talked about the WBS. Wow, it's past 9. Okay, let me quickly talk about WBS. WBS is one of the tools and techniques of the world of PM. It's called work breakdown structure that allows you to change the way you view the scope of the project. Change the way you view the scope of the project. Change the way you want to manage the project, such that you are not managing the scope of the project as the scope of the project. You are managing the scope of the project from the decomposed bits and pieces, components of the project. So, what is the benefit of doing that? Okay, let me give this example. Okay, let me leave one example because of time. That will take me into a long story. Now, what is the benefit of breaking down into small bits now? When you have a small bit, it is easy for you to know what you want to do. It's easy for you to estimate what you need to get it done. It's easy for you to know what, as in how, it's able for you to manage. Because you can quantify easily when you have a small thing. And then when you have those small stuffs, each one of them, you are able to manage it properly. And then you conquer the first one, you move to the next one, you conquer it, you move to the next one, you conquer it. It's just like in the military now, such that if you have a particular enemy that is so big you cannot confront in a conventional battle, what do? You go for guerrilla war. So guerrilla war is just a way of breaking things down. You cannot confront directly. You want to confront from the bits and pieces. So as you are confronting the bits and pieces in the right way, coordinated in the right direction, you would eventually overcome the whole stuff. This is a fundamental principle in life, just as it is in project management. All right, let's move to the third one. Interesting. This is a very, 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 very important one. Okay, quickly, anybody, can someone who has not spoken explain what you are looking at? What are you looking at? Anybody? Please, quickly. Ah, oh my God. I forgot my handkerchief. Mr. Badmus, over to you. Kindly unmute. You are raising your hand.
Yeah, sorry about that. Now I can see people dissipating energy in thinking for whatever they want to do. I can see two people, kind of a conversations. This is what I can see.
Sorry, I missed. I didn't hear you well. Do you mind reverting?
What I say is that I can see two heads kind of having thinking of what needed to be done with this lateral, divergent, and convergent thoughts. The thought is convergent at some point, and while some we having divergent, one of them we having divergent another, but there's a convergent at a particular point. That's what I can see.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much, Mr. Badmus. Okay, Mr. Joshua, over to you.
Okay, what I can see here with thinking is more of visual. That means there's no basics.
More of what?
There's no basis. Direct thinking is more like there's no basis for judgment. What you just think you have envisaged that it will be, more like an intuition stuff. While convergent thinking is more of using analytical thinking, where you are making your judgment based on facts or collation of data that has been collected. One is just everything that, okay, this is what it look like at the end of it. No basis.
I can't hear you well. You're breaking. But well, I thank you. At least I had some part of what you said. Okay, let's take one more person. Mr. Olasukomi Okegbenro. That's one of my big babas. Hello, Mr. Olasukomi.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
How are you, sir?
Thank God. Alhamdulillah, we're doing well. What I can see from here, from the examples given in there, lateral thinking means you're thinking out of the ordinary, while the convergent is going towards philosophy and logic, like a course we did back then in school, philosophy and logic, that you'll be thinking of all these Aristotles, all these ancient philosophers. Then why the divergent, I think, is burning on just imaginations, maybe dreamers, people you can call dreamers. You dream things and you work towards it in order to achieve it.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Olasunkomi. Thank you very much. You see, what I will tell you here at this point is that, okay, Mr. Victor, you want to say something? Okay, no.
Yes, I want to say something.
Yeah, quickly, please, make it brief.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Quickly,
okay,
please.
From what I can see here, lateral thinking is using ideas you generate from your divergent thinking and then convergent thoughts with the facts you have at hand to think outside the box, how to generate ideas that will help you. Thank you.
Beautiful. These are all interesting contributions. You see, we had a discussion yesterday about the why of project management. Why do we need to use project management despite the fact that we all manage projects? That's the simple truth. We actually all manage projects in our lives, in all what we do. We manage projects one way or the other. So why do we want to learn the principles, the formal project management, when we have been managing projects ourselves without learning them? A lot of us have not learned so much about project management, yet we manage projects. So why do we want to learn project management when we have been, getting some form of results with our own approach to managing projects? One of the major reasons why you should learn the proper way of managing projects is that it improves your critical thinking skills. A lot of times when we use where belle face approach, sorry, that's what I call it. I call it where belle face. Untrained common sense. Yeah, that's what I call where belle face approach. When we use where belle face approach to managing projects, a lot of times we miss out. We miss out. Okay, let me stop at this point. I'll come back there. Let me read from the slide. Critical project management turns you into a thinking machine. Project management turns you into a thinking machine. What does this mean? Okay, let's read this. Critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and or evaluating information gathered from observation or generated from observation, from experience, from reflection, from reasoning, from communication, as a guide to management, as a guide to action, as a guide to belief. This is one of the best definitions of critical thinking I was able to come across from a site called critical-thinking.org. When you are managing a project, one of the things that proper project management teaches you is it tells you, it makes you think in different directions. Yes. So going back to this diagram, you see here that you have different kinds of thinking. You have convergent, you have divergent, and then you have lateral thinking. I'll only discuss a lot around divergent thinking now. A lot of times when we do our things, we usually don't explore all the various areas that we should touch when we are supposed to consider the course of action we're supposed to take. A lot of us, when we manage projects, a lot of us, when we manage whatever we are managing, maybe at best, we talk about costs. Maybe at best, we just do some little scoping, some little scoping, and then maybe we talk about schedule. And then maybe some little form of resource management, very little form of resource management. And then maybe some little procurement. And then that's the end. The rest, don't worry. As we are going, we'll be using common sense. As we are going, we're trying to apply. As we are going, we're trying to do things done, get things done. There's a concept called the triple constraint. Okay, who can quickly explain triple constraint? I can see many big guys here. Oh, yeah, somebody should help me explain triple constraint. Oh, yeah, now, anybody? Triple constraint.
Triple constraint just majorly talk about the three major constraints in the project, which is cost, time, and scope.
Okay. Yes, you have told me about it, but how is it relevant to what we are discussing now?
Because any of these constraints will definitely impact on the project. Either if the cost is not well managed, it will impact on the project. If the scope is not well managed, it will impact on the project. And if the time frame is not well managed, it will impact on the project. So these are major constraints that a project manager has to be wary of.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from Mr. Joshua again. Quickly, please. Okay.
For me, the triple constraint, just like the first chapter.
The book of life. What did you say?
I said the triple constraints.
Okay.
Cost, duration, and time. And if any project does not meet the triple, because it's more like a triangle. If any project does not meet cost, then automatically that project has failed, so to speak. And if it's not delivered on time, also we all know time too is money. Then automatically it might not fulfill its purpose.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me explain the soul of triple constraint. The soul. I hope I have your attention. Are we following? Let me know who is following or who is eating or who has gone to World Network News. Oh yeah, in the chat, just drop a message. I am following. Let me know who is following, so I know I know that I'm not just talking to 5 people. Oh yeah. Just drop a message. I am following. Let me see you. Okay, 2 people following out of 56. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10, 11. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Good. Now I know people are following. All right. Now, the soul of triple constraint has a kind of relationship with convergent thinking. What I mean here is, just like Mr. Jawad mentioned, you have the scope of something. I don't want to use the word project, so you don't think it's project management that we are discussing per se. The scope, the work you want to get done, that what you want to do, the time, the duration, what the schedule, and then you have your budget, the costs. Those 3, in my village, we call them arometa. They don't they don't spill the soup. The way I explain it in my training is I say, when one of them catches cold, when one of them sneezes, the others will catch cold. When one of them sneezes, the others will catch cold. For example, you are working on something. Ordinarily, it's supposed to be 6 weeks. You're supposed to spend 1.3 million naira, and you're supposed to do like 100 units of work. Okay. Then suddenly you realize that you can't spend 6 weeks anymore. You can only spend 4 weeks, meaning that the time schedule is sneezing. Okay. Do you agree that the other 2 will catch cold? How will it catch cold? Anybody, quickly. How will it catch cold? Kai, 9:30. Hey, can I keep asking questions like this? Okay, let me tell you the answer myself. How will it catch cold? Simple. If you reduce the time, how are you? Okay, you say something? Oh yeah, please proceed quickly.
Yes, I said if you reduce the time, costs may likely increase.
If you reduce the time, what will happen? I didn't hear that part.
I said costs may likely increase if you still need to deliver the same quantity of units.
Interesting. If you cut the time, cost might increase. Okay. So if your schedule is sneezing, your cost might catch cold. Your scope might catch cold. Beautiful. That's the fundamental principle of triple constraint. Then, at some point, I call this the evolution of a triple constraint. Now you understand the core of triple constraint. Now, from that, some other people came later. They said, no. It is possible for you to drop one of those things. Something should impact one of those 3. And yet, the 2 will remain constant. That is somehow possible. We said how? It's possible for you to reduce the scope of the project or increase the scope of the project, and yet insist that the cost remains, and then insist that the time, the schedule should also remain. What will happen? Something else will suffer. It's called quality. So that's the 4th constraint. It used to be 3, then it became 4. So, and later some other people came again and said, no, even the 4 is not complete. It should be 6. They added 2 more. They added the risk. They added resources. Where am I going here? A project manager is someone who thinks in multiple directions at the same time. There is a whole process group called monitoring and controlling process group. There's a particular process they are called perform integrated change control, wherein at every point in time, something is happening at the moment. A project manager wants to think, what is the implication of this thing on all your constraints? How does this thing affect your time? How does it affect the scope? How does it affect the schedule? How does it affect the cost? How does it affect the risks, the opportunities, the threats? How does it affect the way you communicate? How does it affect your resources? How does it affect what you need to procure? How does it affect so much? At every point in time, at everything that is impacting you, you want to keep thinking in multiple directions. You are not parochial. That is where I'm going. You are not parochial. This is a fundamental principle of divergent thinking. Then, of course, if you've done your divergent thinking, as at when you now want to take action, when you are doing your planning, and then you now need to converge all your thoughts together in a specific, act or direction for you to strike and execute. This is one of the reasons why critical thinking is said to be one of those skills you would naturally develop when you manage projects properly, following the right framework, tools, techniques, methodologies. Are you following? So, as a project manager, what your friends think you are doing? Are just going around eating dinner, meetings, taking tea. Your mom probably thinks that you're just traveling here and there, Your boss thinks you're going for meetings, shaking hands. Society thinks that who is that one that's just enjoying himself all around. Even you, sometimes you just think that you're just sitting there shouting instructions, giving people what to do. What are you actually doing? That's the question. What are you actually doing? You are in the middle of a crossfire. You are thinking, your head wants to blow. That's it. Because you must always factor multiple things at the same time. Because you're on the firing line. If something goes wrong, you're responsible. Imagine approaching life with this kind of mindset. Imagine a situation whereby you are always divergent in the way you brainstorm and then convergent in the way you execute. How much more what other kind of attitude do you need to have to be a very solid person, a leader, somebody who can actually get things done? Convergent, divergent thinking is one of the gold mine of you being a project manager. So brace yourself. Project management is coming. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's tough if you want to do it well. But it's not tough because that's the only way you can do it very well. What I mean by the only way is the good answers hardly jump at you except after having considered multiple options. Good things hardly happen except after considering multiple perspectives. When you are working on a project, you're expected to consistently look at matters, look at change, look at whatever you're doing, consider the impacts on multiple areas. Only then will it be said that you are managing a project. It's just like a bed sheet or a blanket. You understand? It's okay. So you have somebody here saying multitasker. This is not necessarily Yes, multitasking is part of it, yes. But it's not necessarily multitasking per se. Yes, multitasking is part of it, yes. But it's more profound than multitasking. You are almost like I don't know if the word multi-thinking is appropriate. So that's that. Kai, this is 9:30. Hey, oh my God. I've not even started. Can you believe me? Okay, I want someone to read this to me. Oh yeah, quickly. Anybody? Somebody who has not spoken, please. Who has not spoken? Oh yeah, quickly. Oh, we're out of time. Mr. Ziada, you have spoken. Somebody who has not spoken.
Which part are you asking us to read?
The other part.
Okay, this is the level of detailed attention that stands a project manager apart from the GOT users. So rather than use where belle-face approach to planning and managing projects, you can use an established set of principles, tools, and techniques. A huge plus for this approach to managing projects is that it is multifaceted, non-parochial, comprehensive, professional, critical thinking based, attention to detail oriented.
Thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. Thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. I want someone else to read it again. I want us to read it 3 times. It's almost as if I want us to cram it. Somebody else. So yeah, somebody else, please read for me.
Can I give it a shot?
No, sorry, Mr. I think I've heard from you before, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Please, sorry. Let's hear from somebody else.
Okay, let me read.
Okay, let me read it.
Oh, yeah.
This
Okay,
is,
please
this is the
continue.
level.
Okay.
This is the level of detailed attention that stands a project manager apart from the GOT users.
Okay.
So rather than use web belle-face approach to planning and managing projects,
okay,
you can use an established set of principles, tools, and techniques.
Beautiful.
A huge plus for this approach to managing projects is that it is multifaceted, non-parochial, comprehensive, professional, critical thinking based, attention to detail oriented.
Thank you very much. One more person. I think by now you should see.
Okay, can I go ahead?
Please go ahead.
All right. This is the level of detailed attention that stands a project manager apart from the GOT users. So rather than use web belle-face approach to planning and managing projects, you can use an established set of principles, tools, and techniques. A huge plus for this approach to managing projects is that it is multifaceted, non-parochial, comprehensive, professional, critical thinking based, and attention to detail oriented.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. If you forget everything we have said today, what you have on this slide is power. Is power. What you have on this slide is power. Multifaceted approach to the way you handle things, the way you think. Non-parochial. Non-parochial. You know what parochial means now? You're not thinking in a tiny line. Divergent. Comprehensive in the sense that you're not just superficial, picking on the top. You can drill deep. You are able to, you go right into the stuff. That still goes back to what we said earlier about what's this word? Dividing things up into small jobs. Because that way you will be able to have attention to detail. If you think you can approach the whole stuff as one huge thing, trust me, you would leave out some stuffs. But if you have been able to break things down, and then you approach all of those things, all those small pieces one by one, small enough that you are able to see front and back at the same time. You're able to see right and left at the same time, so that the probability of you leaving things out is minimal. That is attention to detail. Attention, I'm just giving you a magic of developing your attention to detail skill. Break things down. Because we are humans. We would necessarily forget or leave out stuff when what we are trying to do is too big at a time. So break it down. Can you split into phases? Can you split into sections? Can you split into groups? Can you split into work packages? Can you split into control units? Can you split things and work from the bits and pieces? All right. So from here we can see, okay, Mr. Muhammad, you have a question. Okay, can you imagine? I've been speaking for over 1 hour. I've not asked anybody for question. That is not good, though. Okay, we'll ask questions in the next few minutes. So there are things we call knowledge areas in project management. What is a knowledge area? Oh my God. We have 22 minutes left, and I'm still on one agenda on my list of 4 things I want to discuss. Okay, so let me see. Which magic can I perform? Oh, okay. Let me see. Somebody trying to see the magic. Madam Angela, you can't see slide. Ah, no, that one. That's on your side, though. Abi, everybody, can you see the slides? Can you hear me well? Am I audible? Can you see the slide?
Yes, I can hear you where I can see the slide. So you should check from the side.
Okay, Madam Angela, okay. It seems like your device wants to go and watch network news. So look for a way to bribe it. I was talking about knowledge areas. Still use the battery now. So I was talking about knowledge areas. Sorry. Okay, so I was talking about knowledge areas. How do I explain knowledge areas? I told us earlier, I said, when you are managing a project, there's no one thing you are doing that's called project management. There's no one thing that is called project management. There's no one thing that's called project management. So lots and lots of stuff. Okay, so, and then I explained, I said, all what you need to get done in project management, according to PMI, has been explained via processes. So according to PMI, you have 49 processes. 49. That is, what you need to get done in the name of managing a project, there are 49. 4 and 9. What is a process? A process is a set of related activities towards a particular goal. So according to PMI, there are 49 sets of related activities towards the goal, towards the various goals of the process. Now, the processes, remember I mentioned one thing. It's one thing to split up into subcomponents, into units. That's one thing. But for you to achieve the success you want, you must also know how to bring them back together. You must also understand the interrelationships between them, such that it's just like you buy a device and then somehow you want to do Jackie Chan. Something is wrong and you want to repair it yourself, and then you take screwdriver, you start removing. You know, it is good to be audacious, you know, for you. It's good to be bold. Yeah, bold is the right word. For you to say, yes, I want to repair it myself. But how bad will it be if you now decompose, you know, and then you cannot bring them back together? Then you wouldn't achieve your goal. Even if you repaired what was wrong. Note that. Even if you repaired what was wrong, as long as you cannot put those things back together into a consistent whole, you haven't achieved what you're supposed to achieve. So it's one thing to decompose, to break things down. So breaking down is step 1 in the direction of success. Step 2 is you want to understand each of those processes one by one. What are the peculiarities? Because as part of managing the whole stuff, you need to now do some level of subgrouping. I used the example of courses earlier. I said there's no one course that you do to get a degree in project in computer science, civil engineering or something. You do multiple courses. But are those courses just scattered around without some level of interrelationship, dependency? You realize that something is a requirement for this is a prerequisite for this one is compulsory, this one is required, this one is that. So it's one thing for you to break things down. The next thing now is for each stuff you have broken down, you want to understand them, all of them one by one, their peculiarities. And then as part of being able to manage them effectively, sometimes you now have to classify, to start some preliminary grouping of those things back. So your courses are now grouped into the ones we do in first semester, the ones we do in second semester, the ones we do in level 1, the ones we do in this. That's one way of grouping. Then another way of grouping is to say, okay, the courses that have to do with mathematics are called math courses, regardless of the level. Whatever, as long as it has to do with mathematics, we call it math courses. The ones that have to do with statistics, we call it statistics courses. The ones that have to do with, well, I'm from science, so our art people. Let me see. I'm actually from art too. Apart, psychology is art. I came back to school to study psychology. So I'm in theory level psychology right now. Don't laugh at me. I know what I'm looking for. Okay, so what am I looking for, sir? Because of my background in science and my background in programming, I realized that I'm like a machine. I think in zeros and ones. And then I realized that to be able to impact, I need to go through another set of structured learning on soul to soul, being more human. Anyway, let me leave that aside. I just dropped that one by the side. So what was I talking about? So I said the courses that have to do with mathematics are called math courses. The courses that have to do with English are called English courses. The ones that have to do with literature are called literature courses. Like that, like that, like that. So now, there are 49 processes in project management, according to PMI. The processes in the 49 are now grouped into what we call knowledge area. So the processes that have to do with scope are called scope management processes. The ones that have to do with cost are called cost management processes. The ones that have to do with communication management processes. Quality, schedule, risk, stakeholder, resource, procurement, integration. I intentionally mentioned integration last because integration is the babasale, is the mother of all of them. So part of your being able to manage projects in a professional way, non-parochial, multifaceted, critical thinking based, attention to detail oriented is why you necessarily have to keep factoring all these areas in all you do. All these areas in how you think. All these areas in how you plan, how you execute, how you manage change on the project. If you don't have a system like this, there is a huge possibility that maybe at best you pick 4 of this. Maybe 4, right? Maybe you pick scope, you pick cost, you pick schedule. Maybe you pick one more. Maybe you pick procurement. And then you think you are done. And even for the ones you have picked, for each of these knowledge areas, this is like a universe. Or let me say, is it like universe the right one, like solar system, in which each of all of these things, they are like planets on their own. They are huge worlds, huge worlds. Scope management is a very huge world. If you put your 2 legs there, you don't go touch floor. You keep going. There's so much to learn. You go into cost management, that's another very, very huge world. You go into risk management, that one is like a combo world. You go into resource management, oh my God. When you're saying resources, human resources, material, machinery, I'm talking of so much. The issue of managing team is under resource management. There's so much. A lot of research and work has been dedicated into managing people, managing teams, managing all of these things in the past, in fact, almost since the beginning of time. So there's so much to learn. Remember, Kaizen, continuous improvement. You have to keep getting better, keep improving, keep trying to make yourself a better version of what you were yesterday. Whew. I've been talking for the past 1 hour, 15 minutes. Before I go on, let me take questions. Yeah, questions quickly. I know we're out of time, but I think it's fair to take questions. Let me take questions before we go on. Questions 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No question, right? Is it fair to assume we don't have questions? Okay, all right. So since we don't have questions, I think I can proceed. Okay. So because we don't have time, probably won't be able to complete my slides for today. But let me take one very huge area before I go. There's a book I'm writing. I've been writing this book for a long time. I don't know, I've not finished. Don't worry, I'll finish very soon. It's called A Silver Bullet to a Better You. Project Management. A Silver Bullet to a Better You. Let me take you around the world of project management. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take you round. I'll just touch on some areas. Are we ready? Are you ready? Are we asleep? Are we there?
We are.
Okay. It's like now only you waka come, right?
We are ready.
Yes, we are there.
Okay. Beautiful.
We are ready.
Beautiful.
We are ready.
Correct. Okay.
We are ready to go.
Beautiful.
I'm fully
Yes.
ready.
So let's pick those knowledge
ready.
areas. Yeah. Thank you. Let's pick the knowledge areas one by one. We wouldn't pick everything because of time. So let's start with integration management.
We are ready.
Yeah, thank you. Integration management is the soul of project management. Is it the soul? Soul is not appropriate. I usually call it the skeleton of project management. Skeleton. Okay, who can describe what skeleton is in relation to our body? What is the role skeleton plays? Quickly, anybody.
It gives the body
Support.
The body structure and form.
Structure, form, supports. Beautiful. I call it the frame. The body.
Is the background you build on?
Is the what?
Background that you build on.
The framework.
Yes, the frame, background.
Frame that you.
Yes, I said something earlier. I said there are lots of moving parts as part of managing a project. There are lots of moving parts here and there, moving parts. Small components. It's just like saying you born Peking, you have 5 children. Of course, you agree with me that you will not say because children 1 and 2 has eaten, children 3, 4, 5, they can go away. You can't say because you have taken care of children 1 and 2. In fact, you can't say because you have taken care of children 1, 2, 3, 4. So child 5 can be neglected. You can't say because you've taken care of children 1 and 2, you can't neglect the 5th one. So integration management is that police in project management that keeps looking around to ensure that all the bits and pieces of a project are given the right attention individually. That's one. Individually, that's one. Then 2 is all the bits and pieces are given the right attention with the way they interrelate with one another. With the way, it's just like gear. You know gear now? How this gear, like in a watch or something, or a machine. Each gear, you want to take care of each gear individually. You want to clean it, you want to ensure that the teeth is still okay. And then you now want to ensure that each gear, in relation to the next gear, they are able to keep working together. There is harmony. Yes, I like that word. There's harmony in this system. That is what integration management does. Now, what am I discussing here? Just like you see here, I just want us to pick some knowledge areas. As you can see from here, we have these knowledge areas: integration, scope, cost, communication, quality, schedule, risk, stakeholder, resource, procurement. We just want to pick some of them and tell us where is the gem? What can these things do for us? What can I pick from these areas and make up my mind to be a better person from tomorrow and start implementing? What are the lessons from these areas? What are those key points? And then for you, as I'm speaking, you can identify some low-hanging fruits and write them down and start working on them like a now. So that's the goal of what I'm discussing here. That's why I said I want to pick from some of the transcript of this book, Project Management, A Silver Bullet to a Better You. So the first one here is integration management. I just explained the core principle of integration management. As a leader, as a manager, you are primarily responsible for harmony. Harmony. You know harmony? Harmony. What's another word for harmony? What's another word for harmony?
Another word for harmony can be smooth running. Smooth running.
Smooth running, okay?
Or
Yeah.
togetherness.
Togetherness. Okay. So you're good.
Synergy.
Yes, I like that word. Synergy. Correct. Correct. Beautiful.
Synergy, good.
Exactly. Beautiful. I like that word. So you are primarily responsible for ensuring this. The more you are able to get this done, the bigger the responsibilities you'll be able to manage in life. And of course, it's assumed that that should come with a better standard of living, better pay. Don't be so. Okay, so you're saying general overseer. That's what it means. General overseer. You're actually the general overseer of whatever you're doing. And please understand the principle of micro leadership. It's not until you occupy that glorious seat of you being the top person that you're able to implement these things I'm saying. Please, you can lead from within. You can lead from within. You can lead from within. I just want to keep shouting. You can lead from within. You can lead from within. You don't wait till you are the head before you become before you start implementing some of these things we are discussing. So when you understand the tools, I just mentioned it earlier that each of these knowledge areas, they are walls, they are big walls on their own. Each of them having tons of processes, and each process having tons of ITTOs. What are ITTOs? Inputs, tools, techniques, outputs. Inputs, tools, techniques, outputs. Inputs, tools, techniques, outputs. Each of them have tons and tons. It's just like the example I gave yesterday of the US Army or the Nigerian Army and their armory. Inside armory, you will find bazooka, intercontinental ballistic missile, different types of armored vehicles, different sizes of bullets, different kinds of guns, different this, different that, different this, different that, different this, different that. So all of these things are possible tools, techniques that you can deploy. Each of these worlds have tons of tools and techniques that you can take and directly apply to what you do. So integration management as a whole, how can it help you? How can it help your business? You can become like a military general in coordinating things. Like a military general in coordinating things. What of time? I wish I could explain, but let me just read through. So it helps you in running things well. It helps you in maintaining equilibrium in several areas of what you do. Personal life, business life, blah, blah, blah. You're able to some extent, attempts at achieving equilibrium. And then helps you in keeping track of activities and knowing how each of the various components impacts one another. And then, of course, this comes with the mega benefit of improved product. Okay. You have another one here, scope management. Oh yeah, can anybody read this? If I read, I'll be explaining and there's no time. So somebody else should read for me.
It manages efforts and resources towards achieving planned goals. It eliminates doing too much of unnecessary things in achieving a goal. It breaks down complexity and gives a clear understanding.
Thank you very much. If you understand scope management, like WBS, blah, 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 collection requirement, blah, collection requirement, defining scope, creating WBS, all of those stuff. These are things you can use to put order into the way you manage your personal life. Let me stop at that because of time. Okay, let's move on. Somebody else could please read this to us. Somebody else. Oh yeah, now you are sleeping already.
Schedule management.
Okay. Oh yeah, proceed now.
How could you help you and your business?
Okay.
Number one, you have time management. Assist with tracking, reporting on, and communicating progress. ensures everyone is on the same page as far as tasks, dependencies, and deadlines. It helps to pull everyone's, that includes the project manager's, head up from getting too focused on the most immediate critical milestone, and helps to remind them that the current battle is just one campaign of a much bigger war.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I could explain all of these points in like one year, but we're out of time. So let's just pass. Huh? Okay, cost management. Somebody else quickly, please.
Cost management, how it could help you and your business. Number one, cost management will help business in evaluating expenditures, profits, and losses. Number two, it predicts the future expenses and cost of a project. They act according to the available revenue. Number three, huge tools and techniques for improved financial discipline.
Beautiful.
That's it for cost management.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think I can take one or two more. Okay. Yeah, one more. Yeah, anybody, quickly.
Improves customer focus and satisfaction.
Beautiful.
Improves customer loyalty and retention.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, general question. Do you think project management can benefit you? Oh yeah, I want somebody who has not spoken at all. I want to hear your opinion. What do you think? That is, we've spoken so much about these things. I think these things are gems. Do you think they are gems? Do you see these things as useful? Oh yeah, I want somebody who has not spoken at all, both yesterday and today. Oh yeah, come out of the cooler. Let's hear somebody. Oh yeah, now, Mr. Emmanuel Esomonu, I've not heard from you. Miss Madam Adiza Baba Shetima, I've not heard from you. Junaid Fora, that's my Oga. My hand here. Okay, I've not heard from you. Mr. Abayomi, I've not heard from you today. I don't know whether you are fasting, talking today. I don't know. Mr. Simon, that lady, okay, how do you do? I've not heard from you. Oyeleke Olani, I've not heard from so many people. In fact, I've only heard from barely 10% of us. We are now, at least. Talk now, Abi. What do you want to do? People are tired. They don't want to talk. It's the same people who have been talking that want to talk. Oh yeah, now somebody should bail us out. Somebody else should talk now.
Yeah, project management can benefit me in a way.
You've been talking now. I will not be you engineering.
Hello.
Okay. Since nobody else wants to talk,
can I proceed?
Please proceed.
Can I proceed, please?
Yes, please. Please proceed. Proceed, please.
Thank you. When we were in school, they normally said, if education is costly, try ignorance. So if project management, people think project management is not worth the while, I think the losses you incur when you embark on your project, the failings and all that, and the overall impact it has on your integrity and the well-being of the organization is something you have to consider. Therefore, project management is actually beneficial. There are a lot of uncertainties that surround every endeavor we embark on, be it construction, be it even wedding programs, when we have our weddings and all that, even final year thesis or projects, that's academic projects. So these are all endeavors that require careful planning, and you get to set up certain framework that will guide you, that will help you to navigate the course of every action you need to take. So project management is very, very beneficial. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You when you were mentioning, you talked about final year project and all of that. Yes, it's good, but we need to think of projects as what projects are, and not necessarily in the direction of what carries the tag projects. Just like when we say, you need to think of project management in the role of project management, and not necessarily in what is formally called project management. We need to think of who a project manager is in the role played by project managers, and not necessarily in carries the tag.
That's why I mentioned wedding now. A wedding does not carry projects.
Exactly. In fact, one of my big madams, she's in class now. One of my big madams, she sent a picture, an image to a group today of how making a coffee could actually be a project. Of course, if it's one off and not ongoing. It could also be, I could share the image by sending it to us. It's very interesting. So if you learn these principles, you'll be able to apply them in our life, everything that we do. Okay, so we're about finishing now. Let me read some of the testimonials, just two from testimonials of some of those who have been, doing trainings with us. You have Michael Odigi here. He had his training in June of this year. He said, this is one of the best trainings I've attended so far. So much sank in class based on the mode of delivery. Exceptional. Well, quoting somebody now. So now I see, that's where I'm going. Now I see lots of things around me and link back to PM principles. Don't leave this class not feeling this way. Then probably wasted my time. You should see, whatever you see around you, start thinking in this line. Look at this person now. Now I see lots of things around me and link back to PM principles. You, madam, when you're speaking with your husband, when you say some things, think of PM. Okay, this thing you want to do, look at it from this perspective, look at it from this perspective, look at it from this perspective. Okay, so the way you analyze, make contributions. Contributions, okay. For other participants was phenomenal. I keep looking forward to each day's class, despite being tired from the day's work. So, educative, transformative, intellectual. Okay, I have another quote from a good friend. It's called Mr. Hakim Lawal. So let me be honest. It's a very wonderful experience for me. I can't compare this experience with my last. That is, this person had done a PMP training somewhere else. So maybe I would have gone ahead to blast the PMP exam if the last training experience had been like this. Your strategy has been to drag people by force. Anyhow, you must come along. This is the best way to go for stubborn children like us. I start well, but most times I lose with the momentum down the line. I have experienced this. But you must come along by force approach has kept me with the energy to keep the momentum. You drag us along with several checking on us, the KLPs, the daily quizzes, the mock exams, the 5-week of turbo. This one-on-one engagement in class is wonderful. It forces people to listen to you, even if they don't want to, or they pray that it does not happen. So this is the kind of stuff we do. I strongly advise that we keep growing, learning, working on ourselves, improving. Kaizen spirit, we have to keep growing, keep getting better, keep improving. You don't necessarily have to improve with big sprouts of effort. Small things. Every single day, set a target. Okay, today, I want to increase X by 1%. In fact, I want to increase X by 0.01%. Just keep growing, keep improving. In the direction of where you want to go. Of course, not in the wrong direction. So keep growing, keep getting better. This is a fundamentally important attitude to life that will make you stand apart from the competition anytime, any day. So, going forward now, I think at this point, we're to the end of this discussion. I don't know if I can take one or two questions before I go. Of course, I coach project management. PMP, if you want to write the PMP, syllabus is changing by the end of the year. By January 2, which is almost like the end of the year, you won't be able to write PMBOK 6 anymore. You have to work with the PMBOK 7. And it's usually advisable that if you want to write, you write before the syllabus changes. Because the syllabus changes, and you forset of people, you use it to understand how the system works. So it might pay for you, it might not pay for you. Beautiful. So, but outside of certification, I'm not a certification person. Of course, you can see I have so many certifications, but it's by the side. What is most important is personal transformation. You're being able to say, okay, this is where I am. This is my impact. And I want to grow personally, and I want to impact where I am. Impact your business, impact your employer, impact your personal self. Let that impact also show in your relationships. Let it show in your friendships. Let it show in whatever you are doing. It's just like more like a spark. And then be that bulb that lights people up for good, though, not like you burn them. Huh? Be that bulb that lights people up. Be that bulb, that illumination that inspires people to grow, inspires them to learn, inspires them to get better at what they do. And I personally think project management is one of those things that will set you on the path of continuous growth. I think project management is one of those things you can set your feet on, and then it keeps pushing you in the direction of continuous improvement. Because it's not one thing, it's so wide. Except if you are somebody whose head is at the back. You probably want to also flow. You want to keep growing, you want to keep improving. Because there's so many areas. Look at someone like me from science background. Because I know that I'm weak when it comes to human relationship, I've been working so hard on this. Because I'm from a programming background, I really don't know so much about many other areas. Because I want to manage things better. Because I want to manage projects better. I want to keep growing. Emotional intelligence. Okay, let me go and take this course. Let me keep working on it. Okay, this is this. Let me go and take this course. Cost issues. I mean, I don't like all those big numbers and all of that. Okay, I know I must like it. To manage projects, I need to know how to manage numbers. So I want to learn. I want to learn this, and I keep learning, keep growing, keep improving. So I strongly think that you should get project management competency, get more project management competency, keep getting more project management competency. And when I say project management now, I'm talking of project management as project management, and then project management as the various soft skills under project management. So if you think you want to work with me, I may be difficult to work with you, because as you read, me, I'm a firebrand person. If you join my training, you must be ready for some hits. If you want to write the PMP exam this year, stop deceiving yourself. You're out of time. This is October 9, November, December. You have barely 3 months left. A lot of people regard 3 months as the time you need to prepare for the PMP exam. So if you want to write the PMP exam, you need to start like tonight. Start now. Start now. If you want to write the PMP exam. So you could call me. You could call. There's a number on the screen right now. Just call that number. That's the number of the office. If you want to speak with me, just when you call, they can, if I'm around, they can give the phone to me. Say you want to speak with me. We will talk. If I have time, we could gist. We could, of course, share some minds about how you think it can work. Project management, the PMP certification is good. It's an international certification that gives you access to a close clique of professionals that can grow you. The PMI network is a very big network. It's the biggest project management network in the world. It gives you access to a lot. That is the network part. The knowledge part, there's so much you would learn if you're able to go through the structured syllabus. The structured syllabus. So you learn those things to get better. You learn those things to be able to get certification and get the benefits. If you can get across to me tomorrow, I might be able to give a very good package. Anyway, that's on that side. Somebody wants to ask a question. There are 2 questions. Okay. Ziada, please go ahead and talk. Okay. So, Mr. Akingbemi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Quickly, please. We're out of time.
Okay. So, what I want to ask is, so what does it take to register for the PMP exam? Are there classes that one needs to take before the exam? If there are classes, what does it cost to enroll in those classes? The classes, are they online, or do I have to be physically present in the classroom?
Okay.
And all that. Yeah. So those are my questions. And then how much does it cost to take the exam itself?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Those
you
are
have
my
asked
questions.
like 1,000 questions. I'll answer 3.
No, not up to 1,000.
Okay. The requirement for the PMP exam is you should be a professional. PMP exam is not for school leavers. It's not an exam to to learn project management. It's an exam to certify project managers. So you're expected to have at least gotten some level of corporate experience. You must have worked for some years. Maybe not worked somewhere per se, but at least you have some project experience. Not necessarily as the main project manager, but at least you've done some things. Okay, maybe when you're in school, you were the head of something. You led some teams. You were maybe something for some organizations. That counts. Maybe in your office, okay, when the office was relocating, you were in charge. You helped them do some blah 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 blah. Or maybe you're in construction, have done some blah 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 blah. You need to have some experience. So in fact, you need to show proof that you have 4,500 hours of project management experience in the past 8 years. So that's part of the requirement to write the PMP exam. And trust me, please don't be overwhelmed. Trust me, when you know what a project is, you agree with me that you do tons of projects every time. Tons of projects every time. In fact, this thing you are in here going for is a project. It is a project. How we're able to pull this off. Because there's so much of bits and pieces we have to bring together to make this work. That's a project. You've been doing tons of all of these kind of things in your life. So when we say 4,500 hours, don't think like it's something so much. It's so little. Some people are able to achieve that in just barely 2 years. Or if I 1 year safe. So that's one of the requirements. The other requirement is you need to show proof of 35 hours or minimum of 35 hours of project management education. So that's where we do. That's what we do. We are on the way we do our own. There are lots of training. You asked about cost. The exam itself is $555 for the PMP exam. But don't worry, if you want to write it, I can help you get a discount. I can try to help you get a discount from PMI to get some $70, $80 of that amount. So now you need to show proof of 35 hours of project management education. And that's what we do. I don't teach. I'm sure you might see from where I'm talking. I'm not a conventional teacher. I'm not a fine boy, packaged kind of stuff. Me, I'm a real guy. I will tell you, I'm not packaged. I'm not. I fold my sleeves and get things dirty. I don't do teaching. I do coaching, and we have different kinds of coaching systems. The work we've been doing for a long time, like 2 years now, is for 8 weeks. 8 weeks of mad work. 8 weeks of mad work. So it's a full coaching system in which we give you all you need. We give you the books, we give you the training, we give you the coaching, we give you the questions. You'll be solving like 3,000 questions. We give you the flashcards. It's all encompassing. It's a whole huge package we give to you in 8 weeks. And it's online. We don't do physicals. We stopped physicals a long time ago because physical was limiting us. We had to reach out to people. We've been training people from all over the world, different countries, so many countries all over the world. So physical can't let us do that. So it's online that works, and it works very well. I could send you our testimonials. I just showed you 2 in class. When you read our testimonials, you have an idea of the kind of things we do. I just told you that we have a near perfect score. Everybody who has passed through us, except one, has passed the PMP exam. We have a system that works. You are not joking. Well, of course, we are not cheap too anyway, but we have a system that works. We have a system that we are beating from different directions. Now we have like a near perfect system that if you enter that system and you are not proud, you allow us to lead you, you would end with success by God's grace. And the interesting thing is we are so confident of what we do that we tell you that if you fail, we refund your money. You don't hear such a thing by the roadside. It's because we know what we are doing. So I think I've answered like 3 of your 1 million questions. So, but for more details, you could just get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. I could guide you a lot more. You could, the number, okay, there's a number somewhere here on the screen. Okay, there's a number on the screen now, 090-9957-6339. Get across, send a WhatsApp message. If you can send a WhatsApp message like a now, I could be able to speak with you. And if you are serious, you want to spark like now. If you're able to engage us like a today or maybe max of like a tomorrow, we could be able to get you some very good offers that will make life a lot easier for you. That's on that side. The PMP exam, the PMP training, it requires some investment, but no investment is is too big for you to do for a better tomorrow. Investment in the direction of the knowledge, investment in the direction of the certification. Like I told you, I'm a knowledge person. I'm not a paper person. Of course, I have papers. If you look at my name, you see so many paper, clinical, CISA, CISA, PMP, MBA, blah, blah, blah. You see so many of all those shiny things. But that aside, it's not the paper that will make me able to talk the way I talk. I talk the way I talk because I believe more in what you can do, what you can say, what you can achieve, the impact you can make outside of the books. And that reflects in the way we teach. I have people who come for our trainings and say, look, PMP or no PMP, this is something you want to do. This is an experience you want to have. This is something, this is a transformation potential you want to go through. And that's why I champion a lot. I champion personal transformation, getting the low-hanging fruit and becoming a better person, live and direct, and not just cramming to pass. I hate that approach. I never liked it in my life. I hate that approach. The most important thing is we're not reading, we're not getting certifications just to tick it off that I have. No. You want to be a better person. You want to lead. Because having a PMP is like you are telling somebody you're a diplomat. Of course, you understand that the normal passport that we have in Nigeria, in fact, in most countries, is green. If you have a PMP, it's as though you have a red passport. Having a PMP in front of your name is like you are telling the people that even though you have not met me, that is a testimony to the fact that I'm a professional. That's what it means. You know, that's what it means. You're telling people that you might not be able to meet me in person, but the fact that you see my name written somewhere and you see PMP in front of it, it's telling you that I've taken out some time to grow. I've taken out some time to improve myself. I've taken out some time to learn some skills I can use to impact your life. So when you're looking for somebody to impact your life, come and talk to me. I can impact your life. And PMI certifies the fact that I can impact your life. Beautiful. That's a huge one. That's a huge one. Let me take one more question. It's almost 10:30. We have to go. One more question. Anybody?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Please, I want to just request this one from you. Is there any books or any of your materials that you can give us so that we just...
I apologize. I promised us bonuses and nobody mentioned it. Maybe we don't want. Okay, let's forget about it. Continue. Sorry, Mr. Ziyada.
No, I don't want to be too forward. That's why I just bring it in that way. Because on the email you sent the day before yesterday, I saw those symbols. Since yesterday, I've not been hearing anything like that.
Oh my God. And people have left the session. No. How do we now know those who came? Oh my God. 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 Okay, so now you know what we do.
We are still here.
Yeah, still here.
Okay.
We are still here.
But a lot of people have left now.
We are very much around.
I am here.
Okay. You know what I will do?
Yes.
To be fair on those who have left, I will send you a link. Ordinarily, what I wanted to do was to give you the link so that everybody who comes will get the link from where you'll be able to download. I promised us 3 books. Well, not books, but they're not like full books. They are more of like seminar notes. They're more of like seminar notes for some of the past trainings I've done. And those notes are quite, why I like them is that they contain some low-hanging fruit you can just pluck and, impact your life directly. So what I will do is I'll send you an email. The disadvantage is that some people who did not come or who didn't wait till the end, they will get the benefits, which is not what I want. Sorry. So I'll send you an email. So you should download the book. And please, I want feedback. I want to hear from you. I do these things once in a while. I don't know. A lot of just joining my list for the first time. I do these things once in a while. So because you're on my list, I'll be sending you emails. When you see my email, you should open and read. And please reply so that I know that I'm talking to people who are listening. So there's so much that we could do together. and there's so many other people on this list who also have things to share. It's a community. And then you could also join us on Facebook. If you have a Facebook account, in the email that was sent to you, there's a link to the Facebook group. It's called Kazin Hub on Facebook. It's a new one. We just started it. So please join. So be able to follow up on the various updates that we have. So tomorrow, or maybe tonight, not tomorrow, I'll be sending you an email that will contain how you download the bonus. And with the hope that you send me feedback when you go through the materials. We'll be ending the class now. I want you to commit that you will keep growing. I want you to commit that you will keep, no matter how small, even if it's just something tiny, something, no matter how small, just keep trying to grow. Keep trying to improve yourself. Keep trying to get better. And in this class now, we have discussed so many areas of possible growth. You cannot exhaust all these areas. If you keep learning from today on, dedicating 24 hours to learning, you cannot exhaust all the knowledge till you die. So please, it is important that you keep growing. Look at this jar. Look at this rat. This rat is there. If you are not careful, you will just realize that you are sinking in the jar and you will be able to go out. The only way to emancipate yourself is to keep growing. And growing in which direction? The direction of the skills that a lot of experts have said will matter so much going forward. So thank you very much for coming. Please, if you are ready, you are hot, you want to take the PMP, you have heard what I said, get across to me in the next 4 hours. I have a superb offer for you. Get across to me in the next 4 hours. And the good thing is, if you are not ready to write your PMP exam now, but you know somebody who can do it, we can work out something. I actually give a little commission if you can get some people to write the PMP exam. I like to do these things a lot. So it's a great day. I enjoy speaking with all of you. I wish I could just continue, but I can see a lot of madam say, I was already telling me that, no, my husband is already complaining. Oh, me, I want to go and sleep. Or, but boy is crying on the bed. Oh, I want to go and, give him food. So we can't keep talking. It's 10:30 already. We have to go. So, but I'm close by. Like I said, I'm close by. You can call this number, 090-9957-6339. Call that number anytime. I wouldn't pick. I wouldn't pick. Somebody from the office will pick. But you could ask to speak with me. I'm usually very busy, but one thing you know is I'm going to honor you. If you ask to speak with me, I will take out the time to either pick the phone or call you back. So, have a nice day, everybody. It was great speaking with you all. Wish you all the best. Get across to me for the case as fast as possible. I have an offer for you. Have a nice day. Good day, everybody.
Good night, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Yeah.
Night.
Good night. Bye. Thank you.
so much.
Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye bye. Thank you.